Hi everyone, this is Holly and I'm here with my first video tutorial for the Deviant Muse. Someone asked me the other day how to create the effect of a pin going through fabric or paper, and I thought that was a great and easy tutorial to get us going. Now here's the disclaimer. I use CS4. I know there are 20 different ways to do things in Photoshop, and I by no means claim to be a pro. I just figure stuff out and do what works for me, so we can take it from there. Alright, first step is to cut away a portion of the pin. You can cut away as little or as much as you like. We're going to use the rectangle marquee tool with a 1% feather. And just select a portion of it, hit delete, deselect, which is Control D or Command D. Then we're going to create a new layer. You can go down here and hit the new layer button. Pull that underneath the pin, and this is going to be our first whole layer. Hole 1. Select your brush. You're going to need a diameter of 18 pixels, a hardness of 89%, and 100% opacity using black paint. And then you're going to simply click once near the edge of the pin where it's been cut. We're going to create a new layer. We're going to title this hole 2, and we're going to repeat with the brush once. Now that looks okay, but we make it more natural looking. So let's zoom in here once, and we're going to use our eraser. Use a 4% diameter or 4 pixel diameter and 98% hardness, 100% opacity. And what we're going to do is select the pin first, and we're just going to erase a little bit of it. It's going to give this a more natural look, so not everything's so perfectly matchy-matchy. And we'll go on the other side as well, just erase a little bit. And then same thing on the pinholes. We're going to erase some of those. And you can take it a little bit right up to the edge of the pin. And on the other pinhole, I think we're going to distort it a little bit. So we'll just smoosh it in there. Smoosh it in a little bit more. That's good. Now let's erase some of that. Alright, that looks good to me so far. Now we need to create a new layer, and this is going to be for the raised part, and this goes to the bottom of the pile. We are going to select our brush again, black paint, and this time we need a 11 pixel diameter, and we're going to take the hardness all the way down to 0. Our opacity we are going to take all the way down to about 11%. Again, this will change depending on the color of paper or fabric you are trying to make your raised effect against. So click once at the top of the hole, hold down your shift key, and click at the other end. We're going to repeat this on the bottom. You don't have to be super precise. Flip your color to white, and we're going to do a stroke down the middle of this. Alright, now let's zoom out. There we go. There is your raised pin. So I think it's pretty cool. One thing that'll take this a step further is adding a drop shadow. So let's do that. What we're going to do is double click on or right click on the pin, and we're going to double click on the pin layer, then double click on drop shadow. Let's bring this down a little bit. Remember, the closer an object is to a page, the darker the shadow. So let's bring the distance up a little bit. And bring up the size a little bit too. That looks good to me. Now, you can see here the drop shadow is far away from the hole. That's not natural. And it's all very uniform, so we're going to warp the shadow. Simply right click on the FX and go down to Create Layer. This is going to release your drop shadow to its own layer. Select the layer, go to Edit, Transform, Warp. Now, let's mess with this a little bit. I'm going to make it look like the pin's coming off the page a little bit. Tuck that up a little more. You can see it's lifting from the page here, sitting on the page more here. And then we need to get those drop shadows back to where they belong, up there. That looks good. So let's zoom out, see where we're at. Looks good to me. Okay, so that's it. You have a realistic pin. And I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions or ideas for future tutorials, please drop me a note in the forum. Thanks.